Cheers, welcome to my channel. This is Tarot Oracle reading, a daily one, Tattle Tales from the Vector. This is a general or collective reading. Parts of it may or may not resonate with you. Just take what works for you and leave the rest. This is also a timely reading, so if you're watching it at this time, it is the perfect time for you. Having said that, if it's been a while since I posted this, what was going on in your life back then? I did a quick little meditation on this before I started. I'm just trying out doing the readings in a slightly different way just to get a bit of a feeling for the energy before I start the reading. And so these are the two cards I picked from the bottom of the deck. This one for the overall energy for the reading, and we have the Queen of Pentacles. The Queen of Pentacles has been popping up a lot lately. I've been wondering, why does the Queen of Pentacles, who comes from generational wealth, why is she so resourceful? And I keep asking that question. I want to know. I've had a few different answers with different readings, but I'm asking that again. I mean, the Queen of Pentacles is talking about pentacle energy, which is health, wealth, and happiness in the third dimensional world. And of course, a big part of that is money. You need to have money to be happy these days in the world, or just to survive. But you could have all the money in the world and not be living the lifestyle that you want to be living. So this is talking more about lifestyle. And the thing about the Queen of Pentacles is that she is known for being very resourceful. People admire her for that. She can make something out of nothing. And her energy is she prefers quality over quantity. But she comes from old money, not new money. So, old money is when it's generational wealth. That's a legacy that's passed down from one generation to the next. And I keep asking, why does she have to be so resourceful then? Maybe she just wants to be, I'm not sure. But I keep asking the question and see if we can get a clear answer one of these times. There have been a few answers, because of course in every reading the cards show up differently in context with each other. And so this energy, the falling star, this is from my Oracle, Tales from the Vector. And this is courtesy of the Intergalactic Federation of Light. She's one of 7 of the dragons that are from the Pleiades. And in the background is this crystal. It's called a Super 7. It has 7 different crystals combined in one. It's actually a very beautiful crystal with a lot of energy to it. So this is about opening up your heart chakra to love. And her saying is, falling and failing in love is a matter of I. So if, you have to love yourself first before loving others. It's important because if you don't love yourself, other people are not going to, you're not opening your heart up to love from others. There's enough people out there that, would be willing to not love you, so you need to do it first, is basically what it's saying. Sometimes we're so hard on ourselves, we'll say things to ourselves that we would, or about ourselves to ourselves, that we would never say to another human being. And here we have the Judgment card coming in. And it's really interesting because in my Oracle, this is the same dragon, only she's right side up. So God's judgment is also about the heart chakra, but this is the universal heart chakra. And this is when it becomes unfettered. So it's funny that this card is the first one out, because this is talking about, on a personal level, your heart chakra and opening that up and being unfettered. And then in this oracle, this would be the Judgment card in this deck, in the regular tarot, only right side up, saying that only God can really truly judge another human being. We don't really know what people have gone through, what they've been through in their life to cause them to do what they do and be what they are, or what has led them to where they are at this time. But God does, and so that's why we're fortunate to have a very patient God. And that is open to, taking a long time to make judgment on anyone. And so eventually, though, sometimes judgment just has to be called. And that's what this is about. So the angel is sounding the horn, and the ancestors are literally climbing out of their boxes. So this is talking about, woohoo, judgment is being called. So maybe they've been waiting for judgment. Sometimes our ancestors are unable to finish up their business before they cross the veil. And then, the bloodline ends up having to do it for them, basically, to give them peace, rest in peace. And so the descendants are waving to them from across the water here, and the trumpet is blowing. This sometimes can represent skeletons coming out of the closet, and sometimes it's like even Pandora's box being opened. Now it's interesting, we do have the Lovers here, and this is a card, the sun is shining on this. The sun represents God's energy. And this is talking about a divine couple that God is sending in to be together, lovers. And this is talking that you probably have not met this person before, or you may have met them, but you haven't had an intimate relationship with them before. So this isn't someone that you've already had a relationship with, and they're coming back from the past. So just being clear on that. This is a new love coming in. It could be someone you have met before, maybe way back whenever that was, and just the timing wasn't right or whatever. But it's saying that's what the cloud in between them means. It's saying that you really don't know this person as of yet. Even if you've met them, you haven't had enough time to get to know them. And then this is the magician energy. So the magician is talking about an energetic upgrade in your life. Of course, if love comes in, and this is a judgment of God calling, it's kind of interesting. This looks like it might be a beautiful love story. Let's see. The last reading that I said that, it wasn't quite that way. So we'll hold our judgment like God's. All right. So this is talking about sorry, my cat is purring, and she's got happy feet, and so she's purring right into the mic here. Hey, quit chewing on it. All right. She loves the energy of the readings, and she'll often sit on my lap, and she gets happy feet, and then she gets purring so hard she can't control herself. All right. So she likes the energy of this reading. So this is talking about as above, so below, bringing the thoughts, and your energy from heaven down to earth to create a beautiful garden. This is talking about 100% infinite potential to the power of infinity and beyond to have this beautiful life. And it's talking about you have all the tools that you need on this bench here, and that you just need to learn to use which tool, when, and how to use them, and you're on your way to infinite potential. The Ouroboros around the magician's waist is talking about a snake biting its tail, and this is talking about not getting it caught up in loops, shedding anything that would keep you from being able to love yourself fully, and then bringing that love down into as above, so below, and then from you to someone else. And look at this. We do have the King of Pentacles. So when a king and a queen show up together like this quite often can talk about a couple. And maybe this is, what did we have first? We had the queen coming in to start the reading, the overlying energy. And then this energy is the king coming in after God makes this judgment and this promise of love. So perhaps the Queen and the King of Pentacles are getting together in this reading. I feel like they're maybe not a couple yet because she's over here and he's here. But the King of Pentacles is highly respected. This is someone who, he lives a very good lifestyle. People respect him for his business acumen. The Pentacle energy, when the King of Pentacles comes out, the King of Pentacles quite often is someone that's involved like in the banking industry. It could be, it's a king, so it would be someone high up, at least a manager of a bank. It could be a financial advisor, an accountant, a wealth management, insurance, all of that type of energy, retirement planning. This also can represent the energy of an entrepreneur that's very successful. We could have the energy of real estate. Definitely the pentacles do represent the element of earth. So it's about earthly matters and matters of the earth. So this sometimes can represent real estate for sure, commercial or residential. And it would be someone high, that's dealing with higher end an established realtor, if that's what it, with dealing with higher end property. Also, this could represent mortgage brokers, stockbrokers, someone that's, selling gold, silver on the stock market, that kind of thing, all the minerals of the earth, all the beautiful crystals that are out there, the minerals, the oil. Could be someone in those kinds of energies. And what else? I said sometimes agriculture as well. So you get the idea. It's someone that is business-minded, and the King of Pentacles, he has grapes all over his robe. The grapes are representing a luxurious item that is difficult to grow. And yet the king can do it, and people look up to him for that. It's like, hey, how do you do it? Tell us. So this is the energy. And generally, if we have them coming out together like this, it can be talking about a couple or a couple to be with the energy here. We have passion coming in. The Page of Wands is representing someone who is, the pages would work for the king and queen. In the old days, they would start really young at 7 to 14 because, back then, the life expectancy was only half of what it is now, basically. So they would start working very young. And this would be a real feather in their cap, like in his cap, to be accepted to be in the palace. His main job would be to deliver communication, information back and forth throughout the palace, and run small errands and tasks. And then as they gained maturity and more responsibility would be given to them, by the time they were 21, if they were still there and everything was going well, they might even be considered for knighthood, so long as they could afford to buy their own horse. And so the Page of Wands, he's very, he admires his wand. The wands are made of wood, and wood fuels the fire. This is the element of fire. This is about taking passionate action. So this is an enthusiasm for life. The Page of Wands is representing an energy of youthful exuberance, of optimism. He was ready to explore the world and see all the wonders of the world. That's what the pyramids in the background here represent. And it's talking about having a passionate attitude and optimistic, and I'm just really ready to go out there and tackle the world and see what it has to offer. And the one thing you do have to remember about the Page of Wands is he really, really admires his wand. As you can see, he's looking up to it. And so sometimes, or quite often, he's thinking with his little head rather than his big head. He has a lot of passion. So you have to recognize that sometimes his energy, you might want to double check it, because sometimes he doesn't have his mind fully on what he's talking about, or isn't listening 100%, because his mind quite often is on other things like passion. So, but it's someone, this energy can be representing an energy of this information or communication coming in. Could be from regarding a time frame from someone, or a time when you were 7 to 14 or 14 to 21, like under the age of 21, going to elementary school, high school, that sort of energy, maybe starting in college and university, starting out in the workforce, more that kind of energy. And so you're back, are you, Stella? So the Page of Wands is, an energy of possibly, this is saying that it could be someone that you know from way back then and you just haven't seen in years. Or it could be talking about someone that you haven't seen for 7 years, 14 years, 21 years, someone in passing, basically. So we have here I'm building a pyramid here, and this bottom row is basically saying there's some sort of judgment being called, a divine partner is being sent in. It's an energetic upgrade. It could be someone rich. My mom always used to say, it's just as easy to fall in love with someone rich as poor. My mom was really funny. And so the Page of Wands is talking about some sort of information coming in, passionate. Now, you don't get confused by the energy of the page being in person. Of course, back then, Communication would always be in person. That was the only form they had. But these days, this can be an important thing to keep note of, is that the energy of all the characters in tarot are actually archetypes, so they're not gender specific. So the king could be a woman in her feminine energy, just as the knight could be a female in her masculine. And the information coming in actually is probably less likely to be in person. It could be more likely to be a phone call, a text message, an email. Maybe you get something delivered, flowers, someone is asking you out, sending you an invitation. You might even be on social media on one of the platforms and someone messages you. And then you go to an event, and the next thing you know, you're meeting them in person. This also can talk about online dating. What else do we have? Yes, and God is saying this is a gift of passion for you. So saying again that, hey, I'm sending you someone that you're going to be passionate about. And they're going to be passionate about you. And your mom is right. It's just as easy to fall in love with someone who's rich as it is to fall in love with someone who's poor. Mother's always right. Yeah, that's the truth, God's saying. That's pretty funny. So we have two aces coming in. Mothers are always right. And so this is talking about a reward coming in. Now we have two aces, two rewards coming in here. We have a reward about having passion for life again and a passion for new discovery. Maybe you've been like not dating and you're thinking, I don't know if I'm going to date ever again. And this is saying, no, I'm sending you someone. You'll be happy with this person. And this is saying it's the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help you God. And your mother was right. And oh, look at the sun is coming in again, and he's saying, no joke, I'm sending you someone. You're a child of God. You're meant to be happy. This is your destiny. You're destined to be with this person. I have handpicked this person for you. This is talking about because you have poor taste in your partners in the past and you've been disappointed. So don't expect this one. When God chooses someone to come into your life like this, and the universe and God collaborate to have you meet. Quite often, the energy it's talking about someone that would be very different from your normal person that you would normally date. And over the last 6-7 months, I've done a lot of readings, and it comes up a lot where God's saying, yeah, forget your type. Your type hasn't been working for you. So this is talking about, this is the happiest card in the deck. The sun is shining. This is God's energy. You're a child of God. You're meant to be happy. When this card comes out, it puts light and happiness on the entire deck. And it's talking about, this child is on this pony and totally fearless, no reins required. And he's carrying this heavy banner here with ease because this is his destiny. And the sunflowers in the background on the wall are all turning to the light and saying, just stay on your destined path and it will all work out for you in God's good time. Well, now look at this. We do have an energy of reconciliation here. So interesting. I just said this wouldn't be someone that you know that you've had a relationship with. Now, but this reconciliation, I still feel it's talking about someone maybe that you've known in the past, or maybe you've dated, or maybe even, but not had an intimate relationship with. That's what this is saying. So this isn't someone from your past that you've had a relationship that didn't work out, that you've lived with, that you've had, that you've been in an intimate relationship with. This is someone possibly that you know from the past. And that's what this card is representing. And sometimes this can be talking about, if there's reconciliation, then that would imply that there needs to be some healing of the heart or some forgiveness for something that has happened. And this card can also talk about reunion. So just, this could be someone that, as I said, this is talking, this card sometimes lets you know that the energy of the information that we're talking about coming in is someone that you've known from elementary school, high school, or moving into college or the workforce. It can also be someone 7 years ago, 14 years ago, 21 years ago. And because it's saying basically it's been a long time. And there, to have reconciliation, you would need to have forgiveness of something. So there may have been something that happened that whatever happened, it closed your heart down to each other or one or the other. And so this energy is saying that it's be open to the situation. This also can just represent a reunion. And this can sometimes talk about reconciliation from your childhood. So it can be talking about something that happened in your childhood that has caused you to find it difficult to open up your heart. It could be something, in your subconscious mind that you're not even that aware of, but it's sitting there and your body remembers. So it kind of has altered your trust or your faith of love. And that's why falling and failing in love is a matter of I, because you have to be able to love yourself enough to open up to love. And this is talking about sometimes reconciliation with childhood. There are a lot of illusions in this card. When you first look at this card, you're thinking, oh, these are two children playing with flowers, potted flowers, and there's someone watching over them. But then when you look again, you're like, hey, that's a gnome. And this is a little woman. And this little woman is a hag from the back. And then in the front, she's young. And but both of them are wearing this white mitt here, saying they don't want to get their hands dirty. So they don't want the flowers that he's offering. The old hag is saying, those aren't even your flowers. You just pick these up out of the yard. We don't want to get dirty. We're in our finery. Let's go. And the younger woman is trying to be nice. She's trying to, say, hey, explain herself. And so this is talking about people-pleasing energy. So this is saying that you have to love yourself enough not to be always people-pleasing. You be yourself and be your authentic self. And if that is meant to happen, then it'll happen. This energy is talking about these white flowers as well. These flowers, white flowers in tarot, represent innocence, but this is also an illusion because these flowers are from the nightshade family. This is actually Datra. And Datra flowers, if they're ingested, they can, especially by children or pets, can make them very, very sick. So you would never let children play with these flowers, nor would you allow, pets near them. The energy, though, sometimes shamans will use Datra to create visions in their ceremonies to help you heal from your childhood, your inner child issues, to open your heart up. So there's that energy here. And then this person that looked like they were watching over them is actually someone that's a stranger just walking down the path. So the whole card is full of illusions. This is saying you might have a lot of illusions about love. You might have a lot of illusions from your childhood. That type of energy. And so it's time to heal that energy. It's time to feel love and enjoy love. That's what you're meant to do as a child of God. Look at this. We have temptation here. So the devil's coming in here, and temptation is talking about lust rather than love. So this is talking about look at the difference between these two, and look at how it's sitting right on here. And I'm just getting this as God is explaining this. In the past, maybe you've confused lust with love. And, look at the difference in these two lovers. Now, these two are yoked to each other. They're chained around the neck, and they are chained to Saturn's box. The devil, instead of a cloud of not knowing each other that well, the devil is in between them, and he's haunched there because this is talking about basic animal instinct. So this is talking about confusing lust with love. And this is talking about being tempted by lust rather than by love. Interesting how it's sitting on here just like this. And so the devil energy coming in, whenever the devil energy comes in, I always cover it with the next card up on the deck. I want to see, temptation is manipulative energy. And so this is talking about, you know, you're not going to get the truth from the devil. So I always cover it with the next card up. I want to see what minion does he send in to, you know, to tempt you with, and or what's it about? Does God cover it? I mean, you're sitting right here on this lovers sent from God, or it's basically saying, do you want this or do you want that? That's the energy I'm picking up. Let's see. Dun, da, da, da. The Ace of Pentacles. Look at that. So that's another reward coming in from God. And it's covering the devil. So the God has you covered and saying, oh, okay. So a lot of times people, the reason they might lust after money, or they might lust after someone just for passion. But what about having money and love, basically? Having the love you want with someone who who has passion for you, who's an honest person, and your mother was right. Because this is a reward for staying on your destined path. And this energy is talking about following your North Star energy. So staying on your destined path. So this, look at, we have 3 aces in this reading, and this one is sitting, covering you and saying, God's telling you, no more lust energy. You can have passion, but you don't have to, you can have love and passion at the same time. And your mother was right. He could be rich too. I find that really funny. My mom would love this reading. So this is talking about being covered by God. God says, I have you covered. I wouldn't send you someone. This is someone that you know from the past, but it's not someone that you've had a relationship with as of yet. Perhaps the time wasn't right. Perhaps you were, you know, busy with other things, or someone else was in your life. Maybe you were tempted by someone else, or you have been like in that energy of caring about someone else and you haven't recovered from a past relationship or something like that. It could be many things. This is a general collective reading, so just take the parts that work for you and leave the rest. But isn't this interesting? Because I've been asking, why does the Queen of Pentacles, why does she have to be resourceful? Well, if she ends up with a rich lover that actually is passionate about her, that loves her, and that's going to be a true reward, like it's going to be a rewarding relationship, then she won't have to be resourceful anymore. But the Knight of Swords is coming in now, panicking at this information. What do you mean? So this could be someone coming from your past coming in because they've heard through the grapevine, maybe from the King of Pentacles, that he's interested in you. And maybe someone from your past is saying, no, you can't have her, I'm coming in. You know, or this could be some sort of energy. This is the truth coming in, the whole truth and nothing but the truth. So help you God. So maybe there's some truth coming in about someone that you're passionate about, and they're passionate about you. And this is talking about, like, the thing about this card is generally running from something or running towards something. So they may have heard that, hey, this could be someone from your past that has heard that you've, I don't feel this is the same energy as this. I feel this is talking about this energy here, that this person from the past is hearing that, hey, through the grapevine, he's hearing, hey, I hear that, like, you know, this person's going to be rewarded with this gift of whatever happened here. And hey, now I want to get in there before the King of Pentacles gets in there. That type of energy. And it's kind of interesting because he's got a big red flag on his back of his helmet. He's got this sword, and we can only see half the sword, and we can't see the point, and maybe he can't either. So maybe he only has half the story of the truth coming in, and he's stressed out. Like you can see, he's pushing this horse very hard. The horse in tarot represents heartfelt energy, passion, and he's running against the wind through barren land. And this could be someone that in the past you thought you had love with, but it was more lust and it didn't work out. So This is talking about that energy of reconciliation, forgiveness, and all of that. Generally, when people show you who they are the first time around, believe them, because usually that's who they are. And look at this. This is I feel like this is someone who runs away from commitment. This is someone who runs away from, like, this card here is talking about commitment, partnerships, and marriage. This is actually the official marriage card. So this energy here has been running from marriage, and maybe you run from marriage. Maybe you run from like commitments in love. This energy is not uncommon, especially for the wand energy. It's of wanting to be independent. But in any case, this is talking about you don't want to be with someone that is running from commitment or from marriage. You want to be with someone that is willing to commit to a relationship with you, and the way that you know, like in a truthful way, but still has that passion. And I feel like a lot of times people are afraid to commit because they're afraid that they're going to lose that passion, because it does happen. And so this is talking about, you know, the ultimate fulfillment of actually being with someone that you really don't have a desire to be with other people. And it's not just like a societal thing. It's just like, hey, just really, really are intrigued by each other. You never get bored with each other. It's an interesting relationship. And so this is what ultimate fulfillment would be in a perfectly imperfect world. This is talking about, you know, you have the down payment for your castle, but you need to pay the mortgage payments still. So it's basically saying, you know, this person may propose to you, and yes, the wedding will be beautiful and everything, but a lot of people focus on the wedding and they need to focus on the actual relationship and the commitment. So this sometimes, if this is not for you at all, this energy can also talk about commitments in partnerships in business. So this could be both. It could be one or the other. It just depends on your situation. There definitely is some serious pentacle energy here going on. And so let's see what's next here. We have, look at this now, we have the Knight of Pentacles. Now this is interesting because look at all the pentacle energy. So the Knight of Pentacles is coming in with some sort of energy here. This could be something that you've been waiting for from a long time. And I feel that it's this question, what happened to the queen that she doesn't, like, if she comes from generational wealth, from old money, this would be like, she should, you know, she doesn't need the king's money to be in this like high-end lifestyle energy. She should be, you know, this may be the information talking about why that is, what happened. And this is sitting, look at the Knight of Pentacles is coming in to talk about what happened here. And I feel that this Queen of Pentacles energy, if this is your energy and you're like the King of Pentacles is approached you and this is like your reading and it's coming out like this, there could be something from your childhood that you don't know that has been really holding you back. Maybe something happened and you were told one story and everybody in the family says that story, but it was really something else that happened. And it's always bothered you because everybody sort of has a hole in it somewhere. It's that sort of energy where you just, it doesn't sit right. But your body, your physical body will remember psychosomatically, your body remembers if there was something that happened that would be traumatic enough for you to close your heart down when it comes to love. So maybe that information is finally coming in. With the pentacles are about lifestyle again. Remember, they're not just about money. But this is, I feel this energy could be really powerful for you coming in. And you notice how different the energy is from these two knights. This one's in a panic. I got to get there before the Knight of Pentacles. Well, the Knight of Pentacles isn't even worried about getting there on time, because the Knight of Pentacles is, he's the slowest moving. He makes sure that he has the correct information before he delivers it. And that's why it takes so long. So the good news is when he does show up, it's usually a solid offer. And so this energy is someone that has really thought through it. And so it's talking about not someone that's just fool rushing in, or just wanting something, because of lust, and it could be even lust for money, that type of energy. So when the Knight of Pentacles comes in, this is a real solid offer. Now, this is passionate and a solid offer, and of a solid lifestyle, of a lifestyle that that you can have faith. It's going to be truly what you want. We have the moon energy here, and so this is talking about hidden illusions and secrets coming out. We do have a full moon coming up here on the 29th, and it's interesting because it's on the same day that Mercury goes retrograde, and Mercury retrograde is talking about communication going like a little off center, or hidden illusions coming out, secrets coming out. So this could give some sort of time frame, not always though. As I'm doing this reading here, it will be is it the 19th tomorrow, or the 20th? It'll be the 20th. Hey, and tomorrow, the day after this, is the solstice. So it's a longest night, or the longest day of the year, and the shortest night. So a lot of light from God shining it. It's talking about the sun the sunniness of the days, the happiness outweighing the sadness. So that's pretty cool. And this is talking about this lobster wanting to climb out of the emotional water here, stay on his designated path. This is talking about being domestic or being wild, basically. There's a dog and there's a wolf, and they're both howling at the moon. This could be saying, if you're leaning too much this way, there needs to be balance, because if you're being too domestic, how is the Page of Wands and the Knight of Pentacles going to find you if you don't put yourself out there? This new lover, this energy. And I feel that there is also some illusions about, because this is on here, I feel that the Knight of Pentacles is maybe actually going to finally answer this question for me. Why what happened to her pentacles? What if she's supposed to be from generational wealth? Why isn't she? It could have been something that happened in the past, that the family lost their money, because we have this energy here, but the ancestors are cheering here. So we'll keep going and we'll see what comes up. This is about hidden illusions and secrets being brought to the light, I feel. And this is talking also about, this is the only card in tarot that has an eclipse on it. And there's like the sun, the moon, the full moon, and the new moon. And we did have an eclipse season on February 17th, and then on March 3rd, we had a solar eclipse. So that energy is sitting for about 6 months. So around mid-August, when you look back at the time, you might be thinking like a lot of energy comes out of it. And you might be, if you took notes at all, I was suggesting people do just write down what your goals are at the beginning of the eclipse season, just to see what has transpired, because sometimes we forget. Put it away, and then mid-August take a look at it. You could still do that now and just see think about, okay, what are your goals moving forward from now till mid-August? And you might be surprised at what all you have accomplished. But this is about staying on that path of glory. And this is I feel like this is talking about never-ending nightmare. And I feel that with the energy of the cards here, I feel like this is talking about a never-ending nightmare, waking up to the same nightmare night after night, and feeling like you're never going to get out of that energy is definitely talking about this eclipse energy. You can imagine when in the old days when we didn't have the information coming in, the first time people saw like an eclipse a solar eclipse, when the sun got blocked out by the moon and it was dark, that would be very, very scary. But now we know that the sun always, it's a short time frame, and it's an illusion. The sun is always going to shine and come back out again. And so I feel that sometimes this energy can be talking about that energy where you wake up in the wee hours because you're woken up by a dream, and it's really very real to you. And sometimes this energy can also be the Holy Spirit waking you up and saying, hey, wake up, get some, and you're trying to remember, what did they say? Quite often you'll be shown steps of action to take, consistent steps of action to get out of this energy and move forward. The quilt here on the bed here says, it has cosmic symbols on it. It says, you know, the universe has you covered, but you're probably going to need to get out of bed and get out a little bit if you've been too domestic. And if you've been a little bit on the wild side, you need to consider, do you want lust or do you want love? It's that type of energy. So this could be enlightenment coming in as to whatever this energy, that my question that I keep asking here. And so this going from the bottom to the top and back down, we have judgment being called by God. This judgment can be talking, judgment comes from the spiritual and then comes down to the physical. But judgment sometimes is, I feel like this is a matter of the heart. I feel like this is saying, hey, it's time that you have true love in your life and experience that. You've done a lot of work maybe to overcome, you know, like a lot of meditating and praying, and you're ready for that. We do have one thing I forgot about is the magician here. When he's saying as above, so below, I like to see what is he pointing at. And so he's pointing at, you're a child of God, not of the devil. You deserve true love, not lust. You also deserve, your mother was right. It is just as easy to fall in love with a rich man. That's so funny. Basically, that's what he's pointing to. Now bring that down to your garden. So yeah, it's just saying you're ready. Like you're maybe like you do have commitment. Like you know, you just like to be independent. That's, some people are more that way for sure. And this is talking about the never-ending nightmare part of it being over, though. See, if that's a choice, that's one thing. But if it's because your heart is closed down or something happened in your childhood and you haven't recovered from it yet, this is saying it's time to do so that you can move forward and really live the lifestyle that you deserve to live, full of love and with someone that you can really, you know, that you can be truthful to, they're truthful with you. That it's passionate. There's not really a desire to be with someone else because you've maybe gotten that out of your system. And maybe it's saying it takes some of us a long time to get there, to make those kind of commitments. Marriage, of course, is a huge commitment, especially if you're starting a family. Maybe you're past that point. You know, it depends on the energy here. So, but this is talking about a passion for new discovery. Keep your mind open. And like get back into this energy of waking up in the morning and saying, woohoo, you know, I'm ready to start my day. This is definitely an energetic upgrade. I'm going to clarify this for those of you who want further clarification. This is a beautiful reading. I really like it. It's nice and light. Thank you, Lord. Okay, we have the energy here of the oracle cards. Let's give them a quick cut. And I'm going to see the numbers on these cards represent the paintings in the order that they are in my website, talesfromthevector.com. And this is like the order they are in the gallery. So if you want, I'll put them in the description box below and you can check it out. If you feel like looking at them, it might give you further clarity. So we have Battlestar. So Battlestar is another one of the Pleiades dragons. They all have the Super 7 crystal energy in the background. The Super 7 is like a powerful, like when you picked it, when I purchased this years ago, I was just like it has such a high vibration to it. It's a very like a spiritual nature. And this energy here is, and I, like this is something that the crystals, they are a beautiful thing that comes from the earth. They are something that is, you know, a gift of love from God. Some people feel like crystals and like tarot cards and that are against God's will, but a lot of the exact same information is being used by religions all around the world. And they're putting it out there. They're talking about exactly the same information that's in the tarot. So, you know, take it as it works for you. But I find crystals, I enjoy them because they don't require watering or that kind of energy, and they're so pretty to look at. And they help to have a good vibration in your home if you have a feeling for them. And so the Emperor energy, this is talking about all four kings from the minor arcana rolled into one. And so the Emperor is representing the energy of someone who's been on their destined path, and maybe they've acquired all of this energy from the everything they know. It's from all the life experience that they've been through. So it could be talking about, like, because we do only have the one king out here, and we only have the one queen out here. So this definitely could be a potential couple. And this is talking about maybe, this is one of the qualities of the King of Pentacles. And because I asked this question, maybe that's why it came out. But this is talking about high level performance. This is someone that has, the qualities of all four kings from the minor arcana rolled into one person. In my tarot, or in my oracle, the Emperor is from Russia, Sanguinisan Staretska, and this is he's from the Ural Mountains in Russia, on the Russian side. And this is about high level performance. And the Emperor actually wears his armor underneath his robe, so he's ready to for opportunities at any moment. Very alpha male energy. This is someone that is high, like at the top of their game. And then we have lack of awareness. Never underestimate the power of willful ignorance. Basically, it causes lack of awareness can cause you to miss a lot of opportunities. Sometimes we're being presented with opportunities from the universe, from the Most High, and we are we have expectations of exactly how it should happen, and that causes expectations will always cause limitations. So this is saying, instead of having expectations that it has to happen exactly the way you want it to have, the Emperor can be very controlling. So it's pointing this out. It's that maybe you need to take a deep breath if you're the Emperor and say, maybe I'll let it go the way that I'll open up to the possibilities without it having to go exactly the way I expect it to. And then we have the Libra energy. So this is actually talking about a mature adult that's ready for commitment. And whatever age that happens at, the Libra energy is like when you're officially ready for a commitment. And this is talking again about anticipating instead of expecting things to go a specific way. Sometimes things go differently from the way we expect, and it's way better than we could have ever anticipated, especially if it's coming from God in the universe. And we have both, like the judgment of God and the cosmic heart here. And I just want to point out, when the horoscope cards show up in my readings, I'm not talking about specific people. I'm talking about the qualities of each of the signs. So what can we learn from them? If you ever get your birth chart done, you'll have all of the signs probably in your chart somewhere. And so why not learn from them? And you also learn about other people. Now, on these two aces and this marriage, we have indifference. Isn't that interesting? So that's a karmic space. Sometimes maybe we become a little bit jaded about love, you might say, it's just a pipe dream, falling, how people say love at first sight. That's just like, that's nonsense. I don't feel that's nonsense. It's absolutely possible. So this is talking about, love is not a pipe dream. You don't want to become indifferent to love. It's a karmic space you can fall into. It's saying keep your heart open. And then we have the Pisces energy coming in. So this is talking about someone who's a senior executive. So this could be you could be someone that's an authority figure, if you're the Emperor here. And it's talking about using, like, the Pisces energy is kind of dreamy and more forgiving and more sensitive, and it's sitting on this moon energy. So use that sensitivity Some people may say that some people are more emotional than they need to be. My dad was a Pisces, and so I understand that energy. He was sensitive, but he was alpha male. Like, there was no doubt about it. He was very much that way. He was an entrepreneur, and he used to say he came from a large family, and they only had in the old days on the farm, and they would only have the one bathroom in the house, and it was just a pail basically. Back then it was a fancier than going out to the outhouse, but he would say shift or get off the pot because there was 8 of them. So it's just kind of reminding me of his energy here. It's talking about someone who understands how to be a man, basically. In that energy, I feel it's talking about being sensitive at the same time as being in a position of not being a pushover. And this is talking about the Taurus energy. Look at, we have Venus here twice. Venus rules over love. This is talking about the give and take of life. And how much time, money, energy do you want to invest in a project, a person, and how much, and the best investment is always in yourself. So it's talking about how life is it's a learning curve, an experience of the give and take in life, and in love too, I guess. And then we have perception. So perhaps in the past, there was you've been in relationships where people felt that the grass was greener on the other side, and maybe that's part of the reason why you maybe are having trouble opening up to the thought of falling in love again. So, but you have to love yourself enough to, as I said, the cat's purr has a very high vibration for healing. And then we have the guiding star energy. So basically this is saying, follow your North Star energy. That's the destined path here that we're talking about. If you're a child of God, you are destined to have love in your life. However that is for you. Everybody has different energies around that. That's what makes us so unique. And so this is talking about using your crown chakra and paying attention. I feel like this is saying pay attention, this upcoming energy, because we had Venus and that Venus and Jupiter energy coming together on June the 9th in Cancer. And I've been really working on this with people, like for us to open up our heart. If it's not to romantic love, it could be to love of yourself, like just having that love for yourself, that the best investment is in yourself for sure, to just be a better version of you, and to have a better lifestyle. If that is just about loving yourself, it could be that for some. And if you're looking for romantic love, it's looking really, really good. And like my mom said, God's saying your mom was right. It's making me laugh. I miss my mom. She had a good sense of humor. All right, so I do hope that you've enjoyed this. I thank you so much for your likes and comments, your time and your energy. Consider subscribing if you resonate. I would be honored if you did so. I'm glad this was a nice, lighthearted reading. I've enjoyed it. I hope you have too. Bye for now.